springing to the call of our brothers gone before, shouting the battle cry of freedom. And we'll fill the vacant ranks with 1,000,000 freemen more, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor and up with the star, while we rally round the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Shouting the battle cry of freedom.
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we working on today? We are working on another round of Hearts of Darkness, which may possibly be the last day we're going to be working on Hearts of Darkness. So as we see, the American Caesar crosses his Rubicon. We're going to be trying to wrap up the final bits of this. So what did I do? I added planes, lots of planes. You may be wondering, but Notepad Anon, didn't you say you're going to be adding boats? Yes, I did say I'd be adding boats, but then I realized there's a lot of fucking kinds of boats. So I kind of went against that. So you want boats? Add them yourself, because boats are kind of a pain in the ass to work with. But here are your various vehicles and how to use them. We have some larger ones, such as cargo planes, and then we have battle blimps and zeppelins, because zeppelins are cool. Yep. Alright, so we're going to be working on this section. You already see I have new fighting units. And let's get going with that. Aeronautic combat. We need to go down to Rumble in the Jungle. We'll be adding some new vehicles. New equipment. Aeronautic combat equipment. Feels good. One who is victorious on the ground. Daring bombardier and ace pilots taking to the skies to wreak havoc on our foes and defend our boys. Daring bombardiers. Fighter Squadron. If a FU is equipped with a fighter, equipped with a aeronautic vehicle, they are considered to be part of a squadron, which will supply support two friendly forces on the ground. They may only engage targets in the air, or who have access, or if they have bombs, able to strike ground targets in a pass. Alright, Fighter Squadron. +2 hard attack. +2 organization. Actually, no, +2 organization. +2 hard attack. Air attack only. Air superiority bonus. So if you see right here, if we go down to modifiers, if you have air support, everyone on the ground goes +3 attack. So actually what I should do is add some new situations. And what I'll do actually is I'll put that right here. So this is 3, so we're going to make this heading 4. New situations. Air superior. Cast support. Nullifier. Cast support. Nullifier. And CAS support. Cast support modifier is have as long as the FU is in the air and able to assist. There we are. Cast squadron. +1 organization. +2 soft attack. Bomb. Cast support. Bomber. Bombs. If a FU has a bomb, they are able to drop it on a location, drop it on a control zone to deal 1d10 in strength damage to non-entrenched FUs. Or 1d8 for entrenched FUs, and 1d6 for fortified FUs. Let's see. Bombers. Plus 4 organization. Bomb. Bomb 3. Pretty much you can bomb 3 control points. Or drop a bomb 3 times on a single location, which is pretty insane. Which leads me to aeronautic invasions. Daring men and daring soldiers who jump out of planes are known as paratroopers. Daring soldiers who jump out of planes can be deployed in any control zone as long as the faction has air superior, has a fighter squadron in the air protecting them. During the jump, up to actually curious. Airborne. Nope. Paratroopers. Let's see. Luftwaffe. Yep. During the jump, the fuses all are considered to have 0 organization. As well as have -2 soft attack and -2 hard attack. So you may be wondering, why would you ever do an aeronautic invasion? You'd want to do an aeronautic invasion for 2 reasons. One, you are literally dropping troops in a location that's hard to get. Let's say like there's a tactical point that you need to take. It's literally you dropping you dropping yourself right on top of them and just blowing them away. Mostly if you have to have like a pretty decent soft attack. That reminds me. Paratroopers. Soft attack 3. There we go. Make him a 7. Special. Paratroopers do not suffer the penalties of aeronautical invasions. Supreme Commander or officer will have to make a morale check during this time as well. Failure means the unit, the fighting unit, the FU, does not fighting unit is considered one size less for the round. Pretty much what that means is you are dropping, you drop hot, and like only a certain amount of your units actually make it onto the ground. Others are miles away, or they really shouldn't be, or things are pretty much getting mixed up, and things are you're not organized enough, and you're not fighting with your full force. So you kind of want to make that call right away with someone who is dropping, for example, like, hey, I'm dropping hard. Crap, I can't do this, or yeah, I can do it. This could also mean really bad news if you get attacked right away, because failing that you may have a squad, which if you drop with a squad and fail that check, obviously you go down to nothing, and you are now all spread out over Hell's Half Acre, and you're no longer actually even functional. You are immediately destroyed, effectively, as everyone's cut off from each other. So naval invasions. The most classical way of landing troops in a location is by using naval craft. Deploying them to create a beachhead at a location to continue the assaults going forward. During a naval invasion, all FUs are considered to be at -2 organization, -2 soft attack, and -2 hard attack until they land, until the next round, or the wave secures a beachhead. Beachhead control zone. How do I want to word this? I know what I want to say here. Commander or officer to make a morale check during this time as well. Failure means the FU immediately loses 1d6 strength due to mismanagement and poor execution. That is literally falling out of the boat and drowning tier of like, hey, we're not everything that can go wrong in this naval invasion is going wrong if you fail that check. Because the naval invasion is actually fairly complex. It's not just like, okay, run up, slam your boats down, and now we win. No, it's second those landing craft go, you're taking fire already. You're trying to maneuver around, trying to make sure you don't die. When you're on the boats, you're not exactly what we would like to call a heavily protected individual, as you are on a boat. And if your boat starts capsizing, you have to jump over to the side and hope for the best that you don't die. So that's why that particular sense of rules are there. You lose a little bit of strength That doesn't kill anything. That won't kill a squad. That might like really damage a squad, but you're not really wanting a squad to do like a full naval invasion in combat. You're wanting to do that before combat. Establish it before. And these are all during like a large scale invasion and naval bombardment. Faction controls a large ship or one with the ability to shell a location using its guns. The faction is able to use a naval bombardment on a location of their choice. The naval bombardment counts as an artillery strike on the location. Depending on the size of the ship, it will be a number of artillery strikes on the single location. I'm going to do small warship, medium warship, large warship, capital ship, Titanic warship, capital ship. In case you're wondering, am I going to go deeper into that? Absolutely goddamn not, because I am not a madman. And if I go back here, we want to just double check the... Faction controls large ship, small warship, capital ship. Counts as a strike on a location, depending on the size of the number of strikes. It will be depending on the size of the ship. It will increase the number of strikes on a single location. Strikes. The FU has a bomb or strike capability. They're able to drop it on. They're able to shell a location. Oh god, nope, didn't mean to hit that button. Shell a control zone to the 1d10. So technically, if you have a large warship, you get 3 strikes on a location, which you may be able to do up to 3d10 damage to someone who isn't there and kill them outright, because you have bombs and heavy artillery. Like, naval warfare is very valuable. But obviously, if your campaign, for example, this is taking place in sea, naval bombardment most likely won't show up. As you know, it's naval bombardment. New fighting units, officer talents, and character skills. Do I need... No, we already have Marines. Oh, I know what we should have. Air Knight. Organization 5. Soft attack 2. Hard attack 0. Special. Air Knights are able to use air vehicles, but gain a bonus. But gain a bonus of +1 hard attack for using a fighter. support nullifier, +2 organization. Bombardiers. Organization 5. Soft attack 0. Hard attack 1. Special bombardiers. Able to use air vehicles, but gain a bonus of +2 organization. Mission when using a bomber. Bomber Harris, drop it again. So the entire idea is I want to split people up because if you don't know, I'm a huge fan of aeronautical combat, like just dogfighting and stuff. I think that is the coolest shit ever. Like Knights of the Sky, totally down for that. That is my jammerino. And I would actually really like to do a game exclusively on that at one point. I might combine that with Operation Tank. So, officer talents and character skills. Not every officer and character are born the same. Some are simply more skilled at certain walks of life than others. When a character levels up, they are able to take a skill or talent. I should say talent or skill. Take a talent or skill. Levels up from experience. They're able to take a talent or skill. A talent is an ability to lead troops or operate more effectively in the field of battle. These give a blanket bonus to fighting units, to FUs under the character's command, as well give a reduced bonus if they are the Supreme Commander. Example, Paratrooper Commando. +2 organization to paratroopers. Each talent starts as a +2 to a certain attribute, to a certain part of an FU. Actually, what I'm going to do, each talent starts as a +2 to a certain attribute, certain part of the FU. FU such as organization, soft attack, or hard attack. Or mitigates a single feature, such as rough, hazardous, or dangerous terrain. It mitigates a single complication, or gives a flat bonus of +2 to a particular action, such as clearing a house. Actually, no. +2 to morale checks. Who gives a flat bonus +2 to morale checks for a certain FU type. Of a single type of FU. Example talents. Actually, I'm going to post all this. Talents. Nope, that's 2, so we will need to make this 3. Example talents. Panzer officer. Tank. Actually, let's do tank ace. Tank ace. All FUs with tanks equipped have +2 organization. Paratrooper commando. All FUs with all paratrooper FUs. Use gain a +2 to soft attack. Fox. FUs suffer only half the. Actually, Marine commander. All Marine FUs gain a +2 to organization. Tank killer. All FUs gain a +1 to heart attack. A certain part of a single type of FU mitigate gives a flat bonus +2 to morale checks for certain FU type, or gives a +1 to a certain part of every FU. And we want to go backspace, 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 backspace. Talents can stack as the character develops, leading to a character becoming an aficionado at leading troops in certain aspects. That just leads me to skills. Skills. Where talents are the macro, skills are the micro. Skills are a character's abilities and natural aptitudes at certain tasks or problems. These act as a method to specialize characters, to give them an edge in certain situations, or give them a boon in others. There are three types of talents. Not perk talents. There are three types of skills. Skill synonym. Scale synonym. Yeah, what's the... Three types of skills. Fortes. Forte. Ability. Specialty. Forte, actually, do I already have these? Pretty sure I already have these. Do I already have personal skills? I don't have personal skills. Do I not have personal skills? I could have swore I did. Personal skills. Oh, no, cool. So, for reference's sake, in a couple of games I've written, I've used the concept of personal skills. And what that is kind of, you can either make a new skill wholesale and level it up as normal, or you can pretty much specialize the skill down. So, actually what I'm going to do, if we go to, let's go to standard issue science fiction, the one that we may be working on next, I don't know yet. And we're going to go dying in space, unique skills. Unique powers or interesting abilities. Chinese. Actually, so we want to do specialties. Forte, and actually ability. Specialties, refinement of a skill down to a specific science, down to a specific degree. This is added in addition to the skill in question. Its cap is equal to the skill's current value. Actually, if I'm in a skill, possessing a specialty allows the character to double their skill's value. The skill's value for the specialty in question. So, I'm going to give the example. If we go to Hearts of Darkness, example, driving airplanes, bullshitting religion, cool gunfights. Actually, no, it's be melee swords, or guns, rifles. forte. A forte is the ability to excel at a certain field to a large degree. Having a forte in something allows the character to double any juju spent on the action. So pretty much it's having a specialty is saying I'm naturally good at this. You just double whatever your skill is anytime you're doing it. So for example, I'm driving an airplane. I have driving 3. I can just I have driving 6 anytime I'm driving an airplane. Pretty simple. If you're not really skilled in something, your specialty isn't going to really work for you. It's not going to be beneficial for you. On the flip side, a forte is kind of something that you're just naturally pretty decent at, and something clicks inside of you anytime you're doing it. So, an example, here I'll use driving boats. Bullshitting, I'll use networking. Criminals. Athletics. Running. Or sneaking. Urban. And finally, ability. The possession of a certain or unique skill or ability that allows the character to do something that others may not be able to do. Example, Chinese. Airplane flying. What's some other good abilities? Airplane repair. Some other good ideas. Pretty much the idea is like your specialty is something really specific about you. Your forte is something like really specific and kind of more random. Like you either do really well with it or not. It just kind of depends on the luck. And your ability is being able to do something that other people don't have the ability to do, such as speak Chinese, be able to repair a plane. Use a panel. Removes any panel. Actually, it reduces the difficulty of a check by 1 step if it becomes relevant. Kung Fu. Mountaineer survival. Boy Scout. Or vaudeville actress. Talents or forte, synonym. or talent, or gift. Gifts. Gifts are the micro. Okay, let's get gifts are a natural aptitude when it comes to certain tasks or natural aptitude to certain tasks or problems. The exact way method special a character to give them an edge. Specialties. Control Shift 8. Backspace Control Shift 8. Vaudevillian. Networking. Gifts, talents. Alright, so I think that wraps things up here. Here, let's hit that. Combined arms, new FUs, new aeronautic vehicles. Actually, I should new aeronautic vehicles. And combined arms warfare, some more options for rules, put some pictures in there, and yeah, I think we're done with this expansion with Land of the Free. It's not Kaiserreich if you squint real hard. So if we scroll all the way up, we're going to go right down here to Yugoslavian. And we're going to say Land of the Free, the divided states of America, and the Second American Civil War. Expanded large-scale warfare options. Expanded wealth system, expanded POI system, expanded legitimacy system. And with that, let me just paint that right there. Did not mean to do that, but we want to do that. Get rid of that. And Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. Comment. Control C. And we want to link. Apply. And we're done. Well, not quite. We still have to add everything. But I can do that right now. So I'm going to update everything here. And then we get to add all of the little things to the main document. So we want to go to Hearts of Dukeness. I'm going to actually put this on its own page just so, yeah, this looks a little bit nicer. So we're looking for deeper faction management. Expanded legitimacy, public perception, international perception. I'm going to hit Control C. And we jump back and forth pretty often. Selling yourself for survival, dramatis personae, all the glitters, expanded resources, dramatis personae. Okay, we're going to go right down here. And we're going to make a new page and Control V. Hello, Huey Long Dong. And we want to make this heading number 3. Sponsors number 4. Public perception 4. All major factions outside the conflict, for example, the United States, the Russian Federation, Chinese People's Republic. Expanded armory and personal equipment rules. So we got everything nice and pretty there. So we want to do combined arms. Actually, you're heading 2, so we just can do that. Go all the way back up. Expanded armory. We'll do... aeronautic vehicles. Heading 3. It's a Zeppelin. A battle Zeppelin! In case you're wondering, yes, you do have to speak like that the entire time, anytime you are in a Zeppelin. And if you don't, you're immediately an awful human being, and you don't deserve to play this game. Because it's a battle Zeppelin. Ah, yes. Battle Zeppelins. See, I'm already having fun. Everything gets better if you add a Zeppelin to it, I've learned. So... expanded legitimacy system. Combined arms warfare, aeronautic combat equipment, situations, aquatic and... large-scale warfare editions. We'll do that. So you too, yes, you can perform the Karambé Blitz if you really want to now. Yeah, hell, these heading 3 aeronautic combat equipment, aeronautic invasions. New fighting units. New fighting units! Because we all like fighting units. We want to go here. Yeah, we've added quite a few new fighting units over time. Monster talents and character skills. So that would be spend character options. I said new character options. Heading 3, talents going to be heading 4, gifts going to be heading 4. Classically trained soldiers, raiders, house fighters. Alright, so we're going to hit you. After this we get to do the once over, and when the once over is done, yeah. Ooh. Can I expand this out a little bit? It's gonna bug me if I don't do that. Oh god. Yep. United States of America. Let's see, land of the free. So we got all you done. The fighting units are put in. All the combined arms warfare stuff's in. You're put in. International perception is in. Now we get to add all these things. So, expanded points of interest. Or resource points. And expanded resources. So actually what I'm going to do, we're going to do that. We're going to hit the back button here, expanded resource points. Split resource points. We're going to make that a heading 4. Heading 4. Go away, Kaiser Cat. I like you guys, but wealth points. Expanded wealth system. Market time. Dun, 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 dun. We like markets. You tactical points. 4, and that means expanded points of interest needs to be a 3, I believe. Yes, because we have Dramatis Personae, expanded points of interest, a bunch of points of interest for split resource points, military, civilian resources, and then we have the expanded resource points option, which just gives them more unique things to work off of. Normal text to heading 4. May convert resource center into the free market. The free market in you. The free market. So we don't want you there, we want you there, and then we go down to the market fluctuations. And then we do market time. Market time for expanded resources. Back, market fluctuations, market crash, values increased by 5. Selling your soul for survival. That means we're going to instead do that. Major factions give. Outfitting your rebellion. Perfect. We're going to scroll all the way back up and hit the magic circular button to make all our problems go away. Giddy dabbity doo. Like we're wrapping this up pretty handily, so we've got all of these done. General notes, our basic how we got here, land of the free to the United States of Americana. Alright, so now we get to do our once over. And yeah, we have a lot of expanded rules. So overall, oh wow, we do have a lot of expanded rules. So we have almost... we almost have 50 pages of just expanded rules. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Alright, well, let's just go do a quick run through. So overall, I'm pretty happy with Hearts of Darkness. I think the game turned out pretty well. I think we added a lot of stuff, good stuff, and fixed up a lot of things. Skills, talents, knowledge. Didn't really play with a lot of the more unique mechanics, dare I say, in some of the expansions, and I probably could have, but I felt it wasn't really necessary because you play with it too much, and then suddenly, like, the base game. The expansions were ultimately to build on top of the base game, not necessarily have the, change it in significant ways. I could have probably added, I need to add a picture here somewhere. I probably could have added another class. We still only have 5 classes. I was thinking about adding something akin to a revolutionary class, effectively, quote unquote revolutionary, which is kind of a focus a little bit more on being an officer and being kind of like more on the ground rather than the warlord who's kind of has to stick back a little bit. But he kind of tread upon everyone else's toes a little bit. Health and living. It's supposed to be a dramatic game, not a realistic game. We have all our armor. 2 hits, fire gun, various firearms, lots of firearms. God, there's so many firearms. Why do I have so many firearms? Firearms, oh God, there's so many guns. We have all our... Oh, is the music done? Our music did end, so let's slap on a favorite of mine, Peaceful Loneliness, a retro wave mix. HMGs. Wall with a cannon on it. I wish I could have expanded a little bit more on boats. My main problem with boats ultimately kind of ended up being that there's so many different kinds, and I kept dealing with them, and like one ship, like there was no like kind of more like universal set of like these are what ships are roughly. Like there were so many different kinds of ships and vehicles to kind of work with. Kind of trying to deal with all of them just blew up in my face more than anything. So let's see. Called shots, hit locations. So the system's still miraculously deadly, even with... warfare actions. FU types. We had a lot of FU types. We actually we doubled easy the number of FUs out there. If I really wanted to be interesting, I probably could have added something like mixing FUs, like hey, I'm a scout raider or I'm a scout paratrooper. But that seemed a little bit redundant overall. So I chose not to. Because then it's just like then it'd be pretty easy just like find like these are the perfect units for what we're dealing with. From end monster advancement, let me just do a quick sheet. See, this is why we do a once through, because we find things like this, everyone. We find footnotes. So you're dead. Faction, how we started, forces points. I could probably assign forces points to everything, but I think it's pretty it's roughly, you can kind of roughly see what the values are for everything, so it's kind of more of a GM call. Is that the correct way of doing things? Probably not. Do I really care? Not at all. As I've worked quite a bit on this one, and I'm so... blah. Cities, villages, resource points, wealth points, cultural points, tactical points. Holding a POI with troops, making your own country, war crimes. Releasing the beast. Ethnic ties, game mastering a nation. Reputation and legitimacy. Here's all your reputations. Legitimacy. Here's all majority of the cities that you receive. Paying 5 wealth. Also increasing legitimacy. Holding half the POIs in the country. Produce 1. Season. Faction, file legitimacy. Contender for the government will no longer directly intervene. 10 legitimacy. The faction is considered a government by the major factions. Better for worse. So yeah, you don't want to like spike your legitimacy right away, because if you spike your legitimacy, you're suddenly kind of... people won't interfere as much. So... ethical insurgency, practical insurgents, the government. I added a bunch of these. We'll prioritize closing off. You won't die alone. I think this section worked pretty well. A little bit janky in some places, but I think it works. Then we struggle together, and then we have all our sample rules. Oh. Composed. Also composed of Christians, but the right is outnumbered by the left, but 2 companies remain centrist politically. There may be some tensions among the men on what to do even after war, even during it. And then we have our rules on closing off POIs. Dramatis Personae. Officer Dramatis Personae. Child officer. Actually, I should change this. Kindergarten. Commando. That's a lot funnier. Yeah, what's his officer? Yeah, he's a kindergarten commando. Yeah, see that sounds a lot more amusing. I would like to have a kindergarten commando. Where are you, kindergarten commando? Inflexible strategist, making your own dramatis persona, tactical points. So let's see the example. The Caliph. The Caliph of the West has given you his blessing and expects you to bring light of Allah upon the unbelievers and heretics. As the chosen, Let me actually see if it's fatwa. 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 Oh, yeah. As the chosen soul. As chosen soldiers of the Caliph. You are expected to spread the word, as well as the fury of the Allah upon the unfaithful. But you unfaithful, you receive +1 morale every season. But you cannot attack a Islamic faction, and cannot ally with a Christian, with a non-Islamic faction. Maybe saying that's just terrorism. Like, it's like, no, it's just everyday life in some places in Africa. It's literally like, hey, yeah, we're being oppressed because we are. Do I have any others from international perceptions? We have the United States. Expanded armory rules. Skill boosters, health boosters, relaxants, addiction, new aeronautic vehicles, new military fighters, heroism and notoriety, martial arts, because we like martial arts, creating your own, we have our own new backgrounds, gifts and terrain types, new fighting units, paratroop, air knights, new equipment, protective charms, hazard suits, cavalry, booby traps. Oh, that reminds me. Land of the free. Aeronautic combat equipment. New situations. Yeah, new situation. Urban combat. Skirmishes and border conflicts. So we can actually take you out completely. Naval invasion, naval bombardment. We can actually reduce that. Alright. We have our... Let's do one final check. So, what have we done in these past few weeks? So let's go back to our drive. Let's go back to the drive. Let's go to Hearts of Darkness. All our various expansions. Let's go to the base copy, because always remember, have a base copy. Nope, you're not supposed to be there. Go away. Actually, it's pretty alright. A little bit janky, but I think... Alright. Hearts of Darkness base. Let's go to tools, word count. Tools, word count. So, overall, we have in the updated copy, we have 144 pages, 28,140 words, and in our base copy, we have, oh wow, oh geez, 76 pages and 15,462 words. So overall, we have nearly doubled the number of pages as well as almost double the number of words. Now, mind you, this is a little bit, you could argue, inflated numbers-wise because I added a lot of the expansions into it. But overall, the brand new Hearts of Darkness experience is as good as it's going to get. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do now, is because I know everyone likes their... So I'm going to change officially from working to updated. Hit save. All chapters saved in Drive. Alright, so I'm curious. Let's try to, we're going to download a PDF document. Oh baby. So overall, Hearts of Darkness has been fun. It's been it's an interesting game. It's got an interesting history behind it with Witch Doctors and War Crimes. But with this done, we are complete. No longer have to worry about Hearts of Darkness, but we have to move on to our next project. Now, what are we going to be working on for our next project? Well, there's a few. I have a few options at this point. It's kind of that weird situation where a lot of options to do, a lot of options to fix things, maybe. But I don't know if I want to commit, you could say, to any one specific. Oh, goodness. Well, that's a shit show. So let's see. So we got a project folder, dice. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to mark some of these in green. Oh God, did it finish? It did finish. Oh baby, here we go. How big is this document? It is 9 megabytes. Oh baby. So let's Feast of Legends, Clapback, Dancing, Hearts of Darkness, Monster Girl Adventure. And we're going to change the color to green, just so we can a little bit more identify which ones need to be done. So, here we are. We're at a crossroads. We can be working on Where the Light Fades Softly, Notepad Cinematic Universe, Notepad Exalted, Racial Holy War, Table Talk Online, Standard Issue Science Fiction, or Shakespeare, the role-playing game. Let's check out what Notepad Anon wants to do. So, current fix project, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, let's check out. You know what? I'm not going to decide right now. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to think about it. Because I want to make sure that it's interesting. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm checking out the brand new PDF here. And, boy, this is a chunky boy. This is a chunky PDF. 145 pages of rules and more rules. But it's done. I don't have to think about it. So overall, what do I plan on doing with each of these? So Shakespeare the Role-Playing Game is actually a real old one. Babby Notepad wrote this in high school. There's 3 versions, I think, of it. So I might have to just rewrite that. This is 5 pages, so yeah, you get the idea. So let's see. We go to project folder, dice. Fate Lonely. Well, we already wrapped up Fate Lonely Dance, Clapback Edition, Racial Holy War, Sexy Men Posing Dramatically. No, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll ask the collective masses, or let's say screw it, and not try to fix any of those games right now, and start working on another and completely new game. Probably maybe one of the projects even, such as Project Tank, Project Tactics, Project Eros, maybe Rifts, or even Kid World. I don't know yet, and generally I'll have to think about it. But thank you all for watching. I've had a lot of fun working on Hearts of Darkness, but we are done. Catch you in the next stream. Thank you all, and have a wonderful rest of your day.